I, the hardware reality. You are a biological machine. The most dangerous assumption you make is treating your mind like a floating spirit independent of your body. You are a biological organism. Your mind is an emergent property of your brain's chemistry. The hard truth: evolution does not care about your happiness. Your brain was not designed to make you happy, productive, or self-actualized. It was designed for survival and energy conservation. 1. Survival. It prioritizes threat detection over opportunity recognition. This is why you remember one insult for 10 years, but forget a compliment in 10 minutes. 2. Energy conservation thinking is metabolically expensive. Your brain constantly seeks heuristics, shortcuts, to avoid thinking. This is the root of laziness and bias. The mistakes you are making. The mind over matter fallacy. You try to outthink a bad diet, lack of sleep, or sedentary lifestyle. You cannot psychologicalize a physiological problem. If you are sleep deprived, your prefrontal cortex, logic, shuts down, and your amygdala, fear aggression, takes over. You don't need meditation, you need a nap. Ignoring circadian rhythm, you view energy as linear, it is cyclical. Fighting your biological clock, e.g., doing high-focus work during your afternoon dip, is a losing battle. The protocol. 1. Sleep is non-negotiable. Anything less than 7 hours is cognitive damage. You are functionally drunk after 20 hours awake. 2. Morning sunlight. View photons within 30 minutes of waking. This sets the circadian timer for cortisol, wakefulness, and melatonin. Sleep later. This is not wellness. This is neurobiology. 3. Glucose management. Your brain runs on glucose. High sugar spikes result in crashes where willpower evaporates. Eat protein and fats to sustain cognitive load. 2. The operating system, cognitive distortions, biases. Your brain is a prediction engine, not a camera. It does not see reality, it sees a model of reality constructed from past experiences and current expectations. Because it prioritizes speed over accuracy, it lies to you constantly. The hard truth: you are not rational. You make decisions emotionally and justify them logically after the fact. If you believe you are purely logical, you are suffering from the highest degree of delusion. Critical biases you must override. Confirmation bias. You do not search for truth, you search for evidence that you are already right. The smarter you are, the better you are at rationalizing your own stupidity. Sunk cost fallacy. You continue a bad path, relationship, project, investment, because of the time money already spent. The truth: the past is gone. Only the future trajectory matters. Spotlight effect. You think everyone is watching you. They aren't. They are too busy worrying about who is watching them. The mistakes you are making. Trusting your thoughts. You treat your inner monologue as truth. Most of your thoughts are mental garbage, random firings, fears, and echoes of old programming. The I am right trap. You argue to win, not to learn. When you feel defensive, your ego is protecting a fragile identity, not the truth. The protocol. 1. Cognitive distancing. Stop saying I am sad. Say I am experiencing a feeling of sadness. You are the observer, not the emotion. 2. Steel manning. When you disagree with someone, try to argue their side better than they can before you refute it. If you can't, you don't understand the issue. 3. The 10-10-10 rule. When making a decision, ask, how will I feel about this in 10 minutes? 10 months? 10 years? This forces the prefrontal cortex to override the immediate dopamine craving. 3. The engine, dopamine, motivation, and discipline. Modern society is a dopamine overload machine designed to castrate your ability to focus. If you do not control your dopamine, you are a slave to whoever controls the screen. The hard truth: motivation is a myth. Motivation is a feeling. Feelings are transient. If you wait until you feel like doing the work, you will fail. High performers do not rely on motivation, they rely on systems and discipline. The dopamine baseline. Your brain seeks homeostasis. If you spike your dopamine high, porn, drugs, scrolling, junk food, your baseline drops below normal to compensate. This is why you feel empty and unmotivated afterward. You are not depressed, necessarily. You are in a dopamine deficit state caused by cheap thrills. The mistakes you are making. Cheap dopamine snacking. checking your phone immediately upon waking. This trains your brain to be reactive rather than proactive. The passion trap, waiting to find your passion before taking action. Passion is the result of mastery, not the prerequisite. You get passionate about things you are good at. You get good at things by doing them when you hate them. Goal obsession, fixating on the goal, the $1 million, rather than the process, the daily sales calls. The goal is out of your control. The process is the only thing you own. The protocol. 1. Dopamine fasting. Regularly eliminate high stimulation inputs for 24 hours. Reset your sensitivity so that boring work becomes interesting again. 2. Friction design. Increase the friction for bad habits, unplug the TV, put the phone in another room, and decrease friction for good habits, gym clothes laid out the night before. Laziness is a powerful tool if you engineer it correctly. 3. The 5-minute rule. If you are procrastinating, agree to do the task for only 5 minutes. The brain's pain is in the anticipation of the task, not the task itself. Once you start, the friction disappears. IV. The ego, identity, and suffering. The self is a concept, a story you tell yourself to make sense of your existence. A rigid ego is the primary source of mental suffering. The hard truth: you are not special. The universe is indifferent to your existence. This is not depressing, it is liberating. It means your failures don't matter as much as you think. It means you are free to experiment. The shadow self. Carl Jung. You have a shadow, the parts of yourself you repress, because they are socially unacceptable. Aggression, greed, sexual deviance, jealousy. The mechanism: if you do not acknowledge your shadow, you will project it onto others. If you irrationally hate someone, it is usually because they display a trait you are repressing in yourself. The mistakes you are making. Identify fusion. You attach your worth to external metrics: job title, net worth, likes. When these fluctuate, you collapse. Taking things personally, nothing anyone does is because of you. It is because of them. If someone cuts you off in traffic, it is not an attack on you. It is a reflection of their stress or incompetence. Victim mentality. Believing your problems are caused entirely by external forces. Even if they are, your reaction is the only variable you control. Blame keeps you stuck. Responsibility sets you free. The protocol. 1. Kill the main character syndrome. Stop imagining an audience. No one is watching. Dance. Fail. Speak. 2. Integrate the shadow. Admit your dark thoughts. I am feeling envious right now. I want to hurt this person. By observing the thought without judgment, you rob it of its power to control your actions subconsciously. 3. Fixed versus growth mindset. Dweck. Stop saying I am not good at math. Say I am not good at math yet. One implies a permanent defect, the other implies a lack of training. V. Emotional regulation, the art of non-reactivity. Emotional intelligence, EQ, is not about being nice. It is the ability to recognize an emotion, understand its source, and choose a response rather than a reaction. The hard truth: feelings are data, not directives. Your emotions are somatic feedback mechanisms. Fear means pay attention. Anger means a boundary was crossed. They are information. The problem: most people treat emotions as commands. I feel angry, so I must yell. I feel anxious, so I must avoid. The gap. Viktor Frankl. Between stimulus and response, there is a space. In that space is your power to choose your response. In your response lies your growth and your freedom. Reactive. Animal. Stimulus. Reaction. Proactive. Human. Stimulus. Pause. Choice. Action. The mistakes you are making. Suppression. Trying to not feel. What you resist persists. Suppressed emotion manifests as physical illness or explosive outbursts later. Rumination. Replaying a negative event loops the neural circuitry, strengthening the trauma. Your brain cannot distinguish between vivid imagination and reality. Reliving the memory releases the same stress hormones as the event itself. Validation seeking. relying on others to regulate your emotions. If you need a partner to tell you you're okay, you are a parasite. You must be able to self-soothe. The protocol. 1. Labeling. When you feel an intense emotion, name it specifically. Not "I feel bad," but "I feel humiliated." Neuroimaging shows that labeling an emotion reduces activity in the amygdala, fear center. 2. Physiological sigh. 2 sharp inhales through the nose, 1 long exhale through the mouth. This mechanically offloads CO2 and calms the nervous system instantly. Use this in high-stress moments. 3. The story check. When you are upset, ask, "What is the story I am telling myself about this?" Usually, it's not the event that upsets you, but your interpretation of it. Change the story. Change the feeling. VI. Attention, the currency of life. Your life is nothing more than the sum total of what you paid attention to. If you cannot control your attention, you cannot control your life. The hard truth: multitasking is a lie. The brain cannot multitask. It can only context switch. The cost? Every time you switch from work A to email B and back, you experience attention residue. It takes an average of 23 minutes to regain deep focus. If you check your phone every 10 minutes, you are functioning at a significantly lower IQ level. Deep work versus shallow work, Newport. Deep work, cognitive activities performed in a state of distraction-free concentration. This creates new value and is hard to replicate. Shallow work, logistical-style tasks, performed while distracted. Email, meetings. This creates little value and is easy to replicate. Reality check? If your day is 90 shallow work, you are easily replaceable by AI or cheaper labor. The mistakes you are making. Open loops, keeping to-dos in your head. This drains RAM. Notification slavery. Having audible or visual notifications on. If your phone buzzes, you have already lost the battle, even if you don't look at it. The anticipation has broken your flow. The busyness trap. Confusing activity with productivity. Answering emails feels like work, but it is often procrastination disguised as productivity. The protocol. 1. Brain dumping, write everything down. Your brain is for having ideas, not holding them. 2. Time blocking, schedule your deep work. Treat it like a doctor's appointment, no interruptions. 3. Pomodoro on steroids. Work for 90 minutes, ultradian rhythm. Rest for 20. In the rest period, do nothing. No phone. Walk or stare at a wall. This allows the brain to consolidate information. 7. Learning and neuroplasticity. You can rewire your brain at any age, but it requires specific conditions. The hard truth: learning requires failure and agitation. If you are comfortable while learning, you are not learning. You are reviewing. The mechanism, neuroplasticity, rewiring, is triggered by the release of acetylcholine, focus, and epinephrine, agitation alertness. These chemicals are released when you make mistakes and feel frustrated. The trap: most people quit when they feel stupid or frustrated. That feeling is the signal that the brain is ready to change. The mistakes you are making. Passive consumption, watching tutorials or reading books without implementation. This is edutainment. You are not learning, you are miming understanding. Cramming. Your brain needs sleep to cement synaptic connections. Studying for 5 hours straight is less effective than 5 sessions of 1 hour spread over a week. The protocol. 1. The Feynman technique. Explain the concept to a 5-year-old. If you can't make it simple, you don't understand it. 2. Spaced repetition. Review material at increasing intervals. 1 day, 3 days, 1 week, 1 month. This combats the forgetting curve. 3. Active recall. Don't reread the page. Close the book and try to recite it. The struggle to retrieve the information is what builds the muscle. 8. Truths about mental strength resilience. Resilience is not the absence of weakness. It is the ability to recover. The hard truth: you are soft. Modern life has removed the physical struggle that humans evolved to endure. Because you don't have to hunt or fight for survival, your brain creates artificial struggles, drama, anxiety about emails to occupy itself. Voluntary hardship. You must introduce controlled stressors into your life to inoculate yourself against real stress. Examples: cold showers, intense exercise, fasting, public speaking. The benefit. This trains the anterior midcingulate cortex, AMCC. Scientists have found this brain area grows when you do things you don't want to do. It is the seat of willpower. The mistakes you are making. Seeking comfort. Comfort is a slow death. It makes you fragile. When real tragedy strikes, and it will, the person addicted to comfort will shatter. Avoiding conflict. You agree to things you hate to avoid tension. This builds resentment. The protocol. 1. Do one thing you hate every day. This is not about the task, it is about the neural pathway of overcoming resistance. 2. Radical honesty, stop lying. Little white lies. I am 5 minutes away. I'd love to go. Fragment your psyche. Being truthful creates a psychological coherence that builds immense mental strength. Summary of Part 1. The internal audit. You are a machine that is currently operating on outdated software, evolutionary biology, and corrupted files, trauma bias. Your immediate action list. 1. Fix your biology, sleep, light, nutrition. Without this, no psychology works. 2. Audit your dopamine. Stop the cheap hits. Embrace boredom. 3. Separate you from your thoughts. You are the observer. 4. Embrace the suck. Frustration is the feeling of growth. End of Part 1. Would you like me to proceed to Part 2? It will cover external applications, social dynamics, manipulation, power laws, wealth psychology, and advanced mastery. This is Part 2 of your request. It focuses on external applications, social dynamics, power, wealth, and strategy. This section explains how to interface your internal machine, Part 1, with the external world to extract maximum value and minimize friction. This is the code for the matrix. Yabai. Social dynamics. The primate hierarchy. You live in a dominance hierarchy. You may pretend you don't, but your serotonin levels track your status within your group. Ignoring status signals does not make you noble, it makes you invisible or a victim. The hard truth: nice is a losing strategy. Being nice is often a camouflage for cowardice. People do not respect those who are purely nice. They respect those who are competent and formidable, but choose to be kind. The difference: a rabbit is nice because it has no claws. A lion can be kind because it has claws but chooses not to use them. You must be the lion, not the rabbit. The mechanism of status. Status is conveyed through subcommunication, body language, tone, eye contact, more than words. 1. Eye contact. Breaking eye contact first is a submission signal. Maintaining it too long is aggression. Learn the soft gaze, unwavering but relaxed. 2. Space. High-status individuals take up space. Low-status individuals shrink. 3. Time. High-status individuals control the tempo. If you rush to answer, you are signaling that your time is worth less than theirs. The mistakes you are making. Covert contracts. You do things for others expecting a return without stating it. When they don't reciprocate, you resent them. This is manipulative. State your needs clearly. Over-apologizing. You say sorry when you bump into a chair or ask a question. This signals lower status. Replace "I am sorry for being late" with "thank you for your patience." Seeking approval. You scan the room to see if people are laughing at your jokes. This is external locus of control, the protocol. 1. The doorway drill. Every time you walk through a door frame, stand tall, roll your shoulders back, and smile. Reset your physiology. 2. Stop explaining. When you say no, do not offer an excuse. No, I can't make it. Explanations give the other person hooks to argue with. A naked no is a power move. 3. Observe the shadow. Watch how people treat waitstaff or subordinates. That is their true character. Believe it immediately. X. Communication persuasion. Frame control. Every human interaction is a collision of realities. The stronger reality wins. This is called frame control. The hard truth: facts do not persuade. People decide emotionally and justify logically. If you try to win an argument with facts against someone's emotional conviction, you will lose. You must address the emotional frame first. The 3 frames. 1. The moral frame: it is right to do X. 2. The practical frame: it is useful to do X. 3. The power frame: I am telling you to do X. Strategy: whoever defines the frame controls the conversation. If someone attacks you morally, you're greedy, and you defend practically. But I need the money. You lose. You must accept the frame or shatter it. The mistakes you are making. The Jade technique: don't do this. Jade: justify, argue, defend, explain. When you do this, you are validating the accuser's authority over you. Listening to respond. You are thinking about your next sentence while they are talking. You miss the subtext. Thinking fairness exists? In negotiation, there is no fair. There is only leverage. You get what you have the leverage to take. The protocol. 1. The pause. Before replying to a difficult question, pause for 3 full seconds. It creates tension. The one who is most comfortable with silence wins. 2. Mirroring. Repeat the last 3 words someone said as a question. Them: I am really angry about the report. You: the report. Them: yes, the data was. They will elaborate and reveal the real issue. 3. Labeling the negative. Start a tough conversation with this is going to sound harsh, or you're going to think I am being unreasonable. This disarms the other person's resistance before you even state your case. 11. Wealth psychology. Escaping the rat race. Wealth is not about money. It is about freedom. Money is simply the tool that buys you out of the labor market. The hard truth: you cannot save your way to wealth. You cannot get rich renting out your time. Your time is limited, therefore. Your income is capped. To get wealthy, you must detach your inputs from your outputs. The 4 forms of leverage. Naval Ravikant. 1. Labor. People working for you. Oldest form: high friction. 2. Capital. Money working for you. Stocks. Real estate. 3. Code. Software that works while you sleep. 0 marginal cost of replication. 4. Media. Content that works while you sleep. YouTube. Blogs. Books. The goal: utilize code and media to build capital, then hire labor, if needed. The mistakes you are making. Lifestyle creep. You earn more, so you spend more. You remain at 0. Confusing assets with liabilities. A house you live in is a liability. It costs money. A house you rent out is an asset. It pays you. The salary trap. A salary is a drug they give you to forget your dreams. It provides safety at the cost of upside. The protocol. 1. Buy assets first. Pay yourself first. Invest a fixed percentage into SP 500 or real estate before you pay a single bill. 2. Build a skill stack. Don't try to be the top 1 in one thing. Be the top 25 in 3 things, e.g., accounting plus public speaking plus coding. The combination makes you rare and highly paid. 3. Solve expensive problems. Do not follow your passion into a market with no money. Look for where rich people or businesses are bleeding money and plug the hole. 12. Power laws: the unfairness of reality. The universe operates on asymmetry. Small inputs lead to massive outputs. The hard truth. The Pareto principle. 80-20 rule. 80 of your results come from 20 of your actions. 80 of your stress comes from 20 of your relationships. 80 of the wealth is held by 20 of the people. Implication: most of what you do is useless. Identifying and eliminating the useless. 80 is the key to efficiency. Price's law. In any productive group, the square root of the number of people produces 50 of the work. If you have 10 employees, 3 do half the work. If you have 100 employees, 10 do half the work. The goal? Be in the square root, the mistakes you are making. Treating everything equally, you give the same energy to a low-value email as you do to a high-value project. Perfectionism. You try to get 100 result for 100 effort. The last 20 of quality takes 80 of the time. Often, good enough allows you to ship 5x faster. The protocol. 1. The audit. Look at your last week. Circle the 3 activities that actually moved the needle. Delete, delegate, or defer everything else. 2. Fire the bottom 20. This applies to clients, friends, and habits. They drain you and provide zero return. 3. Compound interest. Understand that consistency intensity. 1. 0136537. 8. 0. 993650. 03. A 1 improvement daily makes you 37x better in a year. A 1 decline destroys you. 13. Strategic life design. The OODA loop. Most people live by accident. They wake up, react to what happens, and go to sleep. You must live by design. The hard truth. No one is coming to save you. Not the government, not your parents, not your partner. You are the CEO of your life. If the ship sinks, it is your fault. The OODA loop. Colonel John Boyd. How to make decisions faster and better than your environment. 1. Observe. Gather raw data. What is actually happening? 2. Orient. Analyze data against your model's biases. What does it mean? 3. Decide. Choose a hypothesis. 4. Act. Test the hypothesis. Loop. Repeat instantly. Speed is the weapon. The mistakes you are making. Analysis paralysis. You wait for 100 information. You will never have it. 70 is enough. Act and adjust. Drifting. You have no clear North Star. If you don't know where you are sailing, no wind is favorable, Seneca. The protocol. 1. Inversion. Jacoby. Instead of asking, how do I succeed? Ask, how do I guarantee failure? To fail. Don't sleep, eat junk, hang out with losers, never read. Action. Avoid those things. It is easier to avoid stupidity than to strive for brilliance. 2. Quarterly reviews. Every 90 days, go off the grid for a weekend. Review your goals. Are you on track? If not, pivot. 3. Memento mori. Remember you will die. This is not morbid. It is the ultimate prioritization tool. Does this argument matter if I die tomorrow? No. 14. Relationships mating markets. Love is real, but attraction is biological. Ignore the biology, and you will have a miserable love life. The hard truth. Hypergamy and polygyny. Evolutionary default. Women are attracted to status, resources, and competence. Hypergamy. Dating across or up. Men are attracted to youth, fertility, and beauty. Polygyny. Desire for variety. Note. This does not mean you must cheat or be a gold digger. It means you must understand the drivers of attraction. Men, you must build yourself. You are not born with value, you create it. success, fitness, confidence. Women, you must filter ruthlessly. Your time window for optimal mate selection is shorter biologically. The just be yourself lie. Be yourself is terrible advice if yourself is lazy, socially awkward, and unkempt. Be your best self. Be the version of yourself that is competent and attractive. The mistakes you are making. Negotiating desire, you cannot logically convince someone to be attracted to you. Attraction is not a choice. Trauma bonding, confusing anxiety and volatility with passion. A healthy relationship is boringly stable. It allows you to focus on your mission. The savior complex, trying to fix a broken partner. You are not a rehabilitation center. The protocol. 1. Define standards. Write down your non-negotiables. If a date violates one, cut it off immediately. Scarcity mindset keeps you in bad relationships. Abundance mindset frees you. 2. Independence. Maintain your own hobbies, friends, and money. Dependency kills desire. 3. Radical communication. I feel X when you do Y. No mind reading. 15. Mastery. The path to excellence. To survive in the AI era, you must be a master, not a dabbler. The hard truth. Talent is overrated. Grit, passion plus perseverance predicts success better than IQ. The 10,000-hour rule. Nuanced. It's not just hours, it's deliberate practice. Doing the same thing over and over is not practice, it's rote repetition. Practice requires feedback and pushing to the edge of ability. The 4 stages of competence. 1. Unconscious incompetence. You don't know how bad you are. The Dunning-Kruger effect. 2. Conscious incompetence. You know you are bad. This is painful. Most quit here. 3. Conscious competence. You are good, but it takes effort. 4. Unconscious competence. You are good on autopilot. This is mastery. The mistakes you are making. Shiny object syndrome. Jumping from strategy to strategy. Stick to one boring thing for 5 years. Avoiding feedback. You protect your ego by not showing your work. Feedback is the breakfast of champions. The protocol. 1. Deep practice. Focus on the smallest part of the skill you can't do. Fix it. Reintegrate it. 2. Find a mentor. Don't ask, will you be my mentor? Ask specific, intelligent questions. If you act on their advice and report back, they will mentor you automatically. 3. Teach it. The highest form of learning is teaching. 16. Final synthesis, the integrated human. You now have the manual. Part 1 told you how to fix the machine. Sleep, dopamine, ego. Part 2 told you how to drive the machine. Social, wealth, strategy. The ultimate truth. There is no secret. There is no magic pill. There is only action and feedback. Life is suffering. You can choose the suffering of discipline, which leads to meaning, or the suffering of regret, which leads to despair. Your grand mistake. Thinking you have time. You don't. The clock is ticking. The entropy of the universe is tearing you down every second. You must build faster than you decay. The final protocol. 1. Close this chat. 2. Pick one thing from this text that hit you hardest. 3. Do it immediately, not tomorrow. Now. Get to work. This is part 3. You have the foundation and the strategy. Now you need the tactics, the defense systems, and the advanced optimizations. Parts 1 and 2 covered how to be a healthy, functioning human. Part 3 covers how to be a dangerous one, competent in chaos, immune to manipulation, and scientifically optimized. 17. Advanced biooptimization, beyond basic health. You are sleeping and eating right. Good. Now let's tune the engine for high performance. This is not about wellness, it is about biochemistry. The hard truth, you are overbreathing. Most humans breathe too much, and through their mouths. This offloads carbon dioxide, CO2, too quickly. The science? Bohr effect. Oxygen requires CO2 to disassociate from hemoglobin and enter your cells. If your CO2 is low, from hyperventilating or mouth breathing. Your brain and muscles are oxygen-starved even if your blood oxygen saturation is 99. The result: brain fog, anxiety, low CO2 triggers panic circuitry, and poor endurance. The protocol: CO2 tolerance. 1. Tape your mouth. Use micropore tape while sleeping. This forces nasal breathing, increases nitric oxide, vasodilator, and improves deep sleep quality. It sounds insane, it changes lives. 2. Buteyko breathing. Train air hunger. Breathe in normally, exhale, pinch your nose, and walk until you feel a strong urge to breathe. This resets your brain's CO2 alarm, lowering anxiety and increasing focus. 3. Box breathing. Navy SEALs. Inhale 4s, hold 4s, exhale 4s, hold 4s. This creates a manual override of the autonomic nervous system, forcing a parasympathetic, calm state during high stress. Thermal stress, hormesis. Your body needs temperature variation to trigger repair protocols. 1. Heat, sauna. 4 sessions of 20 minutes a week at 80°C plus decreases all-cause mortality by 40%. It mimics moderate exercise and releases heat shock proteins, which repair damaged proteins. 2. Cold, ice bath shower. 11 minutes total per week. The shock releases a massive spike in norepinephrine, focus mood, that lasts for hours. It also converts white fat storage to beige fat, metabolically active. Do not do this after hypertrophy training. It blunts muscle growth. Do it before or on rest days. 18. The dark arts of corporate social warfare. The workplace is not a family. It is a battlefield of resource distribution. If you do not understand the archetypes, you will be exploited. The Gervais Principle, the office dynamics. Organizations are composed of 3 distinct layers. You must identify where you are and where your boss is. 1. The sociopaths. Top. They drive the company. They have no empathy. They manipulate the system for their own gain. They promote the losers to middle management to act as buffers. 2. The clueless. Middle. They believe the company mission statement. They lack political intelligence. They work hard but get nowhere because they don't understand the game. They are useful idiots. 3. The losers. Bottom. Not losers in life, but in the corporate game. They have realized the game is rigged. They do the bare minimum to get paid and find meaning outside of work. They are the smartest group, economically speaking. The mistake you are making: being clueless. You think hard work alone gets you promoted. It doesn't. Leverage and visibility get you promoted. You think HR is your friend. HR exists to protect the company from you. The protocol: Machiavellian defense. 1. Document everything. In a conflict, the person with the paper trail wins. If a boss gives a verbal order that is sketchy, email them. Just to clarify, you want me to do X, Y, Z. Correct. This forces them to own the risk. 2. The gray rock method. If you work with a narcissist, someone who needs constant praise or creates drama, become a gray rock. Be boring. Give short, non-emotional answers. They feed on reaction. Starve them. 3. Never outshine the master. Law 1. If you are too competent, your boss will feel insecure and sabotage you. Make them look brilliant while you accumulate power in the shadows. 19. Advanced financial mechanics, asymmetry risk. The Save 10 advice is for people who want to be average. To win, you must understand mathematical expectation and asymmetry. The barbell strategy, Nassim Taleb. Avoid the middle. The middle is where moderate risk and moderate reward live. This is where you get crushed by inflation or market crashes. The strategy: put 90 of your assets in extremely safe instruments, treasuries, cash, gold. Put 10 in extremely risky, high-reward bets, crypto, startups, options. The logic: you cannot lose more than 10, but you have unlimited upside. The average investor puts 100 in the middle, index funds, exposing their entire life savings to a black swan event. The concept of FU money. This is not about buying Ferraris. It is about the liquidity required to say no. The metric: calculate your burn rate, monthly survival cost. 6 months of burn rate in liquid cash is your FU fund. The effect: when you can walk away from a negotiation, you act differently. People smell desperation. They also smell freedom. You get better deals when you don't need them. The mistakes you are making: confusing price with value. You buy cheap things. Cheap things break and waste time. Buy the best tools, laptop, mattress, shoes, because you use them every day. The cost per use is negligible. Ignoring inflation, keeping cash in a bank account is losing 3 to 7 of your wealth annually. You are bleeding. You must own assets that inflate with the currency: real estate, stocks. XX. Cognitive augmentation, mental models. Intelligence is not raw processing power, it is having better software, models. First principles thinking, Elon Musk. Most people think by analogy. We do it this way because it's like X. The protocol: boil things down to their fundamental truths. Analogy: battery packs are expensive because they've always been expensive. First principles: what is a battery made of? Cobalt, nickel, aluminum. What is the spot market price of those metals? 80 kilowatt hours. Why are we paying 600? The inefficiency is in the manufacturing. Action: remodel the manufacturing. Second order thinking. Everyone sees the immediate consequence. Few see the consequence of the consequence. First order: I will drink this alcohol to relax. Second order: I will sleep poorly. Third order: I will be tired tomorrow, achieve less, feel guilty, and crave alcohol again to relax. Protocol: before any major decision, ask and then what? 3 times. Inversion: it is hard to be smart. It is easy to not be stupid. Protocol: don't try to make a good investment. Try to avoid bad ones. Don't try to have a great day. Remove the triggers for a bad day. Success is often just the absence of unforced errors. 21. Network theory, engineering serendipity. Your network is not your friends. Your network is the topology of your connections. The strength of weak ties, Granovetter. Your close friends, strong ties, know the same people and information you do. They are an echo chamber. Weak ties, acquaintances, people you met once, former colleagues. They bridge you to new social clusters. The truth: 80% of jobs and opportunities come from weak ties, not your best friend. Structural holes. A structural hole exists between 2 groups of people who don't know each other, e.g., the tech crowd and the art crowd. The opportunity: if you bridge a structural hole, you become a broker. You translate value between groups. Brokers control information flow and extract the highest value in any network. The protocol: 1. The dormant tie reactivation: once a month, message 3 people you haven't spoken to in a year. Thinking of you, hope you're well. No ask, just keep the line open. 2. Be the host, don't wait for invites. Host the dinner, curate the guest list. Introduce people who should know each other but don't. You become the node through which value passes. 22. Negotiation, the art of letting the other person have your way. Negotiation is not about compromise. It is about discovery. The hard truth: win-win is often a trap. Amateurs split the difference. If I want the shoe for 100 and you want to sell for 200, we settle at 150. I overpaid and you lost profit. Creative negotiation: discover why they want 200. Maybe they need cash flow today. Offer 150 cash immediately. Maybe they want prestige. Offer 150 and a referral. Tactical empathy, Chris Voss 1. The Ackerman model: set your target price. Offer 65 of target. They will say no and give a counter. Offer 85. Offer 95. Offer 100 plus a non-monetary item. Why? Precise numbers, e.g. 12, 350 vs 12,000, seem calculated and firm. Round numbers seem like estimates. 2. How am I supposed to do that? When given an unreasonable demand, ask this question gently. It forces them to solve your problem. It engages their empathy. 23. Information diet, the Lindy effect. You are drowning in noise. You need a filter. The Lindy effect. For non-perishable things, ideas, books, technologies. The expected life is equal to its current age. A book that has been relevant for 50 years will likely be relevant for another 50. A New York Times bestseller from today will likely be forgotten in 6 months. Protocol: stop reading news. It is noise. Read books that are at least 10 years old. Read philosophy that is 2,000 years old. The truth remains, the noise fades. The low information advantage. Knowing every breaking news headline gives you the illusion of being informed but zero predictive power. Action: unsubscribe from everything. If it's important, war, pandemic, you will hear about it. Focus on signal deep, long-form analysis that teaches you how to think, not what is happening. 24. Environmental design, determinism. You think you control your behavior. You don't. Your environment dictates your behavior. Choice architecture. Visual cues. If you want to play guitar, buy a stand and put it in the middle of the living room. If it's in the case in the closet, you will never play. The 20-second rule. Make bad habits take 20 seconds longer to start. Take batteries out of the remote. Make good habits take 20 seconds less. Gym bag packed by the door. Digital environment. Grayscale. Turn your phone screen to grayscale. It strips the dopamine-inducing colors from apps. Your phone becomes a tool, not a toy. The one-screen rule. Never have the TV and phone on at the same time. Never have the laptop and phone on at the same time. One input. 25. Anti-fragility, beyond resilience. Resilience is resisting the shock, staying the same. Anti-fragility is getting better because of the shock, hydra growing 2 heads. Post-traumatic growth. Trauma destroys the fragile. It constructs the anti-fragile. The mindset. When chaos hits. Job loss. Breakup. Do not ask why me. Ask, how can I use this energy? Protocol. Rapid experimentation. When the status quo breaks, the cost of experimentation drops. Try the crazy business idea. Move to the new city. Chaos is a liquidity event for opportunity. 26. The final philosophical anchor, amor fati. Love your fate. Nietzsche Stoics. Do not just bear what happens to you. Do not just accept it. Love it. You lost your job. Good. You are stagnating. Now you have the fire to pivot. You got injured. Good. You can focus on flexibility and mental fortitude while you heal. The alchemy. This is the ultimate power. If you love whatever happens, you cannot be defeated. You turn every obstacle into fuel. The last practical step, the deathbed audit. Imagine you are on your deathbed. You are looking back at this exact moment in your life. Are you worried about that awkward email? No. Are you worried about what your neighbor thinks? No. You are worried that you didn't swing hard enough. You are worried you played it safe. Take the risk. The danger is not in failing. The danger is in living a life so careful that you might as well have been dead the whole time. Execution list for part 3. 1. Tape your mouth tonight. Bio. 2. Audit your weak ties this weekend. Network. 3. Calculate your burn rate and FU number. Finance. 4. Turn your phone to grayscale. Environment. This concludes the download. You have the theory, the strategy, and the tactics. The rest is just doing.